All right, so these are the top 10 things that I think you should focus on or start doing if you want to train for the rest of your life, age gracefully, and just remain physically strong and fit.
She says, baby, it's 3 a.m. I must be lonely.
Number one is to make up your mind. What are we doing here? Do you actually have a goal? Is there something about your current physical shape that you are trying to change? Is there a goal in the gym, in the track, wherever it may be that you're actually chasing? Or are you just trying to remain healthy? If there is a goal, you need to jump in a program and make it a priority, period. If there's not a goal, then you can be a little more lenient with your training and just focus on the bare minimums. Number two, make training fit your lifestyle. So if you're not chasing a specific goal, then there's no point in prioritizing every single thing around your life towards training. Training should fit your life. If you're busy, if you're working a lot, if you're maxing out every single other avenue in life, don't worry about training. Fulfill the main basics. Do some strength every week. Keep up your cardio, play a sport, I don't know, whatever it may be. Do the bare minimum. It should not take you more than 2 to 3 hours a week to stay in good physical shape. If you're actively trying to compete, on the other hand, it's a part-time job. It's 20, 30 hours a week that you're gonna spend focusing on training and recovery. That's just the way it is. Number three, get strong. And if you're already strong, stay strong. Strength training is one of the best things that we can do in order to fight the most common side effects of just aging. The loss of muscle mass, the loss of bone density, aching joints, all those sorts of things can be fixed with a good strength program that fits your current condition and your lifestyle. So if you need to get strong, if you're relatively weak, get strong. Once you're strong, the amount of work that you need to do is so much less. And it's so easy to just remain strong. Number four, lift heavy. Whether you're trying to get strong or you're trying to remain strong, you have to lift heavy. And I don't mean like squatting to full depth, 4 plates, whatever it may be, deadlifting heavy, all those things. I don't mean any of that. I mean moving some heavy stuff at least once a week. Kettlebells, sandbags, barbells, dumbbells, machines, whatever it may be. Just make sure you're lifting heavy at least once a week. You shouldn't be breathing hard to these sets. They should be strength sets. So if you don't know what that is, research, follow a program, do whatever you may be, but fulfill the basic need of lifting heavy at least once a week. Number five, grab the low-hanging fruits when it comes to conditioning. Go out on more walks, go hiking on the weekends, play a sport once or twice a week, okay? You don't have to go to CrossFit and suffer for an hour to fulfill your conditioning quota every week. There are fun ways that you can go about it. There are methods that you can use that fit your lifestyle and make it approachable and fun for you to just get some conditioning in. VO2 max is probably one of the most reliable indicators that we have for longevity. Endurance athletes live on average 10 years longer than strength athletes. That is not a coincidence. You need to upkeep your aerobic engine. You need to do some type of conditioning every week. Most of it should be low intensity. Most of it, you should be able to talk throughout the sessions. Every now and then, technically once a week or once every 2 weeks, you should be getting out of breath, like pretty considerably. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Find a way that is approachable and easy for you to do it, and then just keep doing it. Number six, play a sport. Yes, there are a ton of conditioning benefits that come from just playing a sport, but it's also the community aspect. It's also the skill acquisition aspect of just playing sports. Revisit sports that you once enjoyed, that you played when you were little. Join a rec league, whatever it may be, find a sport that you like. If you're not a big team sports guy like me, find individual sports. I do jiu-jitsu now, I play tennis now. I still need a partner, I still need to talk to people, I still need to be engaged and out there in the world and, being part of a community, but I get to focus on my own journey and my own goals. I find that to be better for the type of person that I am. You might be a team player, you might enjoy being on a rec league more than anything. You might enjoy going to CrossFit classes mainly because you get to chat to people and not so much the conditioning. It doesn't matter. You're still out there playing, moving, getting some conditioning in and enjoying fucking life, man. Number seven, forget about everything that you know about diet if there is not a specific goal that you're chasing in the realms of body recomposition or bodybuilding or aesthetics, call it whatever it is. There is no such thing as bad carbs, good fats and bad fats. You can get into the specifics of these things. You can get into the details of all of these things and find arguments that maybe favor one type of fat over the other. That's fair. As long as you're aware of what macros are supposed to be doing for you and the fact that you just need protein, that you just need carbs, that you just need fats, you do not need to go any further, okay? Yes, there's a quota towards the things that you need to fulfill, okay? Be aware of what that is. Check the boxes. Be consistent, okay? It doesn't have to be every day, but it has to be the majority of days, okay? That is it. Ignore all fad diets, ignore like 90% of the diet advice that you find on Instagram or TikTok, and then just focus on the basics. Number 8, if you do not feel great, fix it. Figure out what it is. Oftentimes, it'll be something in your diet. You're missing some type of micronutrient. If you work in an office, I can assure you, you are deficient in vitamin D. The majority of the population is deficient on magnesium. The majority of the population is deficient on iron. You do not need to dig in and start reading research papers to figure out what's wrong with you. There's a ton of evidence out there pointing out to the major problems, okay? More than likely, for you, it's gonna be one of those. If you're a guy, you might be low in testosterone. Is your sleep all over the place? Are you abusing caffeine and nicotine later on the day? Fix that. Find a multivitamin that works for you. Find a multimineral that works for you. Okay, you should be feeling pretty good most days. That should not come out as a surprise. And if it does, then, figure out what's wrong. Number 9, on the same boat as the last point, fix all of your aches. Don't allow yourself to have nagging pain. The normal amount of pain that you should have on a daily basis, it's 0. If you have a bad low back, fix it. Book a PT appointment. Go to the chiropractor. Figure out what's wrong with you, okay, and strengthen that part. Do not be the guy that just throws out his bag twice a year and then limps for the next 3 weeks. My favorite analogy for this is the light bulb analogy. You know, if a light in your house goes out, you're not gonna call an electrician, right? You're gonna go over there and check on the bulb. If the bulb's busted, you're gonna replace it, you know? If you're like me and that doesn't work, you're probably gonna go check the breaker box. You might shock yourself 2 or 3 times trying to figure it out, trying to mess with the wiring before you're finally like, okay, I'm just gonna call an electrician. You don't have to be like that. The majority of aches and pains that we experience on a normal basis have easy solutions. Some soft tissue work, some stretching, some strengthening, something that you can just start doing once or twice a week to fix the problem. It's really not that complicated, and we should all have a basic understanding of how our body works. So start digging into that. Look up some YouTube videos, read a little bit, whatever it may be. Shoulder pain, back pains, knee pains, hip pains. Those are all common issues that the majority of people experience at one point or another. There are things you can do to fix that before you have to take the step and book an appointment with a doctor or a PT. Finally, number 10, and probably the most important one, never stop training. Never stop being active. You know, my great grandpa died at the age of 105. He would walk 2 to 3 miles every single morning, you know, every season. We live back in Chile. We get all 4 seasons and none of them are really that bad. So you can still go out and walk in the winter. You might get a little wet, but that was most of his day. You know, it would take the entire morning for him to get done walking. And the moment he was not able to get out of bed and go on his morning walk was like the final straw. Like, he died a week later. And I truly think that that should be the end goal for most of us. Like, stay active until you die. You know, the complexity and the level of the things that you are able to do will decrease with time, but that doesn't mean that we have to stop. You know, we're all busy. We're all dealing with things in our daily lives. But training is one of those things that you have to do if you wish to age gracefully. It's not like a thing that you kind of have to do if you want to, or you can do whenever you feel like it. You shouldn't look at it like that. And you should really, really try to find the things that you enjoy doing and continue to do them for as long as you can. You don't need these big goals to remain active. You don't need to be training for a half marathon to go on a run. You can just enjoy the experiences that your body can give you and remain active and joyful for your entire life. All right, and that's the video. So as always, hopefully you guys enjoyed it, got something useful out of it. Drop any questions that you may have in the comments. Free training guide below for anybody interested. Yeah, thank you so much for watching.
It is important to draw wisdom from many different places. If we take it from only one place, it becomes rigid and stale. Understanding others, the other elements, and the other nations will help you become whole.